Today's intro will be performed by my student, Joshua.
Hello everyone, welcome back to another math video.
Today we will be talking about how to graph exponential functions, so similar to these problems that you see up on the screen here. Just a reminder, this is the speedrun version where we go pretty quickly. If you would like the normal version of the lesson, I will link that in the description below. All right, your Ricasso Recap starts now. In 30 seconds or less, here's what you need to know before you start this lesson. Firstly, you should know how exponents work. Secondly, you should know how negative exponents work, or for these two exponents, negative exponents, have a good calculator. And lastly, you should know how to graph points on the coordinate plane. If you do not know how to do these three things, please do not start this lesson. I will link refresher videos in the description below. Please go watch that. Learn these three things before you start the lesson. All right, new lesson starts now. Here we go. So they give us a function over here, and they say complete the table for y equals 10 to the x power. So let's replace the x with -1. Y equals 10 to the -1 power. We should know that this equals 1 over 10 to the first power, which is just 1/10. All right, 1 over 10. You could also put this as a decimal, so 0.1. All right, the next one is to the 0 power. So now let's change the x to the 0 power, which is just 1. Now let's do it for the 1. 10 to the first power is just 10. And the last one, 10 squared, 10 to the second power is 100. All right, now that we have our table, when you graph these, you only need to put 2 points, and the lesson will, you can just sort of sketch from there, or if you're in IXL, it will autocomplete for you. So let's choose the two easiest points. That would be 0, 1, which goes right here, because this is scaled by 2's, and 1, 10. 1, 10. And again, all you need is 2 points, and then just sort of sketch it from there. And here's our graph and solution. Now what happens when there's a fraction? Well, not too much changes here. So still going to plug in our values. But now when you do a fraction to a negative power, what ends up happening is you flip it. So now it becomes just 3 over 1 squared, which is just 3 squared, which is 9. Same thing with the negative power. This just becomes 3 to the 1 power, which is 3. Anything to the 0 power is just 1. And anything to the 1 power is itself, so this is 1/3. And again, choose two easy numbers. I'll go 0, 1 again, and -1, 3. So here, you'll see this one is sort of going the other direction from our first graph. All right, when there's a number in the front, you just have to follow your order of operations. So this becomes 3 like this. 9 to the second power is 81. 3 times 81 is 243. So this goes here. -1 would be 27. 0. Let's look at the 0 real quick because something interesting happens here. This becomes like this. So it becomes y equals 3 times 1, which is 3. And to the first power is going to be like this, which equals 3 times 1/9, which equals 3 over 9, which is just 1/3 reduced. And now let's put our points, 0, 3, and let's do -1 and 27. Connect, and done. All right, here's our cool clock for today, which means that it is time for you to practice what you just learned. Go ahead and pause the video and try these two problems on your own. And when you're ready, you can unpause the video and we'll check your answers. Also, I will say for this first one over here, they do not give you a table, so you can just sort of make your own table, use whatever numbers you want to graph with. Okay, now that you've had time to work these problems, let's check your solutions. For the first problem here is the graph, I chose to use 1 and 2 for the x. Again, you can use any numbers that you want, but 1 and 2 give you some sort of easy values to work with. They gave me, 2.5 and 7.5. Those are easy to graph. And for the second problem, here is the table completed and the graph. For this one with the decimal, you could do, 0.1 to the negative second power times 5. You could do that by hand in your head. You could also use a calculator. The other way to do it would be to just change 0.1 to 1/10 and then work with it from there. That might be a little bit easier. It's up to you. All right, that is it for today. I hope you all have a good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.